So it has been 1 year. 1 year since I moved hundreds of miles across the country for the second time to start a new job. And this time it was a completely new job. It wasn't just a transfer. It's an actual change in title, a promotion. And why am I sharing that? Well, because this, for me, has been something that I have been needing for quite a few years. This change that I'm talking about, this new job that I'm talking about. This is something that, very much like what I've been wanting for a long time. I am sharing this with you to share my exploration and encouraging you to let you know that you too can have a positive exploration.
Leave your limitations, live and go against them. Just let go and start up something new. Cause I know that what you planned out, everything that you built up isn't what you want. And I know the life you're living isn't that fulfilling. Let me help you out.
This has been a long journey. I felt like I was at my old job forever, and really that old job title had only been maybe a total of 5 years, maybe not even that. Actually more like 4.5 years. And then before that I had roles that were similar, but they were more helper type roles. They weren't manager roles, and I was working my way up. I was properly working my way up the corporate ladder. And I originally had goals. As I became a manager, I started having goals of becoming a director one day. I have changed that goal. I do not want to be a director of human resources or a director of anything, I don't think. No. While I did get a promotion, it was a promotion to a corporate position that is still a support position. I don't have any direct reports. I am on a team. And no, it's not perfect. There are definitely challenges, but that's any job. I recently came home from a 2-week vacation and went back to work that following Monday, not feeling anything negative, really. I mean, other than having to get up with an alarm, I had, and having a little bit of a cold, I had little to no struggle returning to work. There was no dread on Sunday evening, or really even any kind of feeling of sadness of any sort. Do you want to come back from your vacation feeling any sort of dread or any sort of, oh my God, I gotta go back to work tomorrow, I don't want to, and go in dragging your feet? Do you want that? Yeah, I didn't either. And I lived with that for so many years, because it wasn't just the last role I had. Most jobs that I had in my life, I didn't really want. I mean, in a way I did, but I didn't really look forward to them because those weren't the right jobs for me. There were things about them that did not fit my introverted personality. And this one does. Most of my job is looking over other people's work, collecting data, analyzing data, checking for errors, checking for mismatches in numbers, and answering questions now and then. Do major complex things come up? Absolutely. They have this week. But it's not the hurried running around with my head cut off type position that I've always had in the past. You know, where I'm just run ragged all day. Where by Friday night, I don't want to see another human being. I'm a little more willing to be a little more social on the weekends and in the evenings. I am so much happier. I can't even tell you. I found something that I've gotten to do for a year now that I enjoy. I get to go to a place I enjoy going. And nothing's perfect, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about perfect. I know there's a downside to everything that's out there. There's got to be some downside somewhere, or else, you know, they wouldn't need to pay you. And so, how does this help you with your positive exploration? Well, my goal here is to encourage. One of the things that I did to make the change was to start this YouTube channel. It gave me something else to think about, something else to do in my time away from work. It also gave me an outlet to talk things out, just like this. What's next? What are the things that I need to be doing to make the change? And the reason taking this step was so significant was that it helped brighten my spirits. It helped give me a creative outlet, also build new skills and learn new things. It gave me something outside of work, eat, sleep, work, eat, sleep to do, which I think is healthy, you know, to just have something else in there between work, between eating and sleeping, okay? In this part of my exploration, I also found a career coach to go to. And so I took career counseling, and that made me think about my personality and what kinds of positions, and to explore with that counselor what kinds of positions would be best suited for me. I liked doing creative things, I liked writing, but I also could do spreadsheets and work with data. I started looking for jobs that fit those criteria. And one day, this job opened up. And it was the best thing. I'd been through years of looking for things and feeling like I had to settle for something a little less all the time. This time I didn't have to. I found the right thing at the right time. You can do this too, you know. And I do highly recommend that as part of your journey, maybe you don't take counseling, maybe you know exactly what it is you want to do. I say keep working at it. I say keep building skills. And I say if your spirits are down, if you are very discouraged like I was, one of the things that you probably ought to look into is finding something to do to spend your time on to build your skills in other areas or in related areas of whatever it is you want to do. And, you know, use your time wisely in that way so that you're being productive towards something. And it will lift your spirits. It will, I think, gradually, if it's something you love to do, and I love to do this, if you love doing it, it's not going to matter how well it's going. You're just going to simply enjoy doing it. It will lift your spirits. It'll give you a better outlook on life, a better attitude, and make you better to be around at the job you hate. And it may make you better in interviews. It may give you more to put on your resume, depending on whatever things you're deciding to work on. And more to talk about in the interview besides just the normal stuff. All of these possibilities are there. It took me years, okay? I'm 50 now. I'm 50 and I didn't get a job that I really liked until I was 49 years old. It takes time sometimes to figure out where you need to be looking in the first place. What kinds of skills and parts of your personality that you should be highlighting, instead of trying to highlight things that, you know, are personality traits that maybe the job should have, but they're not really your best ones. They don't naturally belong to you. They're not your natural major strengths. You know, instead of trying to prove these, that you do have some of these skills that are really your weaknesses, but hey, you can do them. Find something where you can capitalize on your strengths. And don't let you have some weaknesses. Spend time working on the strengths and improving them even more so they just outshine everything else. Did I consciously choose to go into journalism right after college? Yeah, I did. I did it because I liked writing. And back then I got to, you know, do the layout for pages, which I also enjoy. It's a creative thing. Writing headlines, all of that. And, you know, at one newspaper I also took the photos. That was kind of fun. Sometimes not. There are other things about journalism that I didn't really enjoy. And I'm glad that I had left. And then going into HR, well, I started out as a recruiter. That wasn't fun. I did benefits for a while. I kind of enjoyed that, but, you know, I needed money. And so I went into HR management. It's been a roller coaster, not a dull day, you know, and there were some really good days too. But now I'm in compliance, and there's still not very many dull days, and I like the people I work with, and I enjoy what I do overall. And that's what you look for. You look for things that, you know, whenever you're reading a job description, do you like most of the things that you're reading? Does it excite you? Or are you thinking, oh, yeah, no, that all sounds terrible. Then don't apply. Don't just look at the title, read the job description. Don't be afraid of where your personality strengths, your skills strengths may lead you. Don't ignore them. Don't squash them down. And don't think just because it's easy for you, it's easy for everybody else. It's not. You have a uniqueness. You have abilities that most people don't have in some area. Highlight it. Talk about it. Put it all over your resume. And if you do cover letters, put it all over the cover letter. And tell them why you would enjoy working for this company, doing whatever the title is. Wherever you are in your journey, if you're just starting out and trying to find your place, or you know exactly what it is you want to do, and it just doesn't seem like it's ever going to happen, I'm here to tell you that it can happen. It does happen. People do it all the time. Here's another little quick tidbit. Maybe your next job isn't the job, but it's a step closer to the job. It's more related-esque to what it is you want to do, but it's also kind of related to what you do now. Because in my search, I'm sorry, but I found that people want you to keep doing what you've been doing for the last 100 years. If you're as unlucky as I have been in finding somebody who will give you a chance, my advice is to find something it's a bridge between the gaps of where you are now and where you want to be. I think that doing that is better than staying where you are with no hope of getting anywhere. I also was willing to move across the country again. Something I never thought I would do again. Something I told myself I wasn't going to do, but I've got to tell you, best move ever. When this opportunity came up, I didn't feel fear. And then, this is still part of my fear series. But I'm telling you, if you find something that doesn't make you feel afraid, hey, this is not at all what I had planned and what I thought I was going to be doing, but this could be right. Don't ignore that. Don't ignore the good feelings either. I wasn't afraid to come here, and I wasn't afraid to start this new job that is different than anything else I've ever done before. In the other videos this month, I'm going to tell you to move past the fear. And moving past the fear is what enabled me to get to the place where I'm like, you know what? I want to try this other new thing. I was ready. That's what it's all about. Right time, right place, right you. That's all I have for this time. Thank you for watching.